Hello everyone, welcome to the PictoBlox machine learning environment tutorial series. In this tutorial, we are going to learn about classification in numbers. Numbers is the data science environment of PictoBlox, capable of classification and regression. In this project, we'll work on the Titanic dataset and determine if a given passenger survives the crash of the ship or not. The dataset has two classes. 1 meaning that the passenger has survived, 0 meaning that the passenger did not survive. Let's get started. Open PictoBlox and select the block coding environment. Go to the machine learning environment by selecting the Open ML environment option under the Files tab. Click the Create New Project option to initialize your project. Type an appropriate project name and select Numbers CR as the model type. Click the Create Project button and see the Numbers CR window. In the Numbers environment, you can add data either by uploading a dataset or by creating one. For this project, we'll be using the Titanic dataset. Hence, click on the Upload Dataset button and navigate to the dataset. You'll be able to see the dataset in the Numbers window. By default, the Select All box is checked. Now it's time to pre-process our data before training. Datasets and real-world data in general are rarely ever fit enough to undergo training and often require pre-processing. In the Titanic dataset, we need to drop a few columns and encode a few columns from text to number. Uncheck the Select All button. Machine learning classifiers work solely by numbers. We must either convert or delete the columns that convert non-numeric values. Keeping that in mind, select the name, cabin, and ticket columns and delete them. We can convert categorical values into numbers. Select the sex column and select the text to number button. Do the same with the embarked column. Now we have an entirely numeric dataset that can be used for training. Finally, set the survived column as the output column. Training is where the classifier uses the engineered features and trains the model to recognize patterns in the data. Using this model, we can classify alien data into the output columns classes. Make sure your model type is set to classification by checking the mode switch on the top right of your screen. You can use the Advanced tab to alter the hyperparameters of the model. In the numbers environment, you can play around with epochs, batch size, and learning rate. Do note that learning rate is an extremely sensitive hyperparameter and can greatly affect the performance of your model. PictoBlox gives you the option to train the numbers classification in both JavaScript and Python. Just flick the switch on the top of the training box to cycle between the two. Training the model might take some time. Keep a check on the accuracy graph while training is done. For this project, any accuracy score of over 0.7 is plenty. You can find the detailed accuracy and loss graphs of the model in the train report. Once training is done, it's time to test our model. To test the model, simply enter values in the testing panel and press the Predict button. Click on the Export Model button on the top right of the testing box and PictoBlox will load your model into the block coding environment. Observe how we have blocks for the model we just trained on the blocks palette. Start off the script with a when flagged click block. For every feature in our dataset, we must take input from the user. We'll do this by using the ask and wait block. For the categorical variables we converted from text to number, we'll use the if-else statements. For the features embarked, we will use a nested if-else statement as shown. Follow the conditional statements with an analyze numbers block from the machine learning palette. Now add two if blocks and check for the passenger survival using the is identified block. Use the say block and type an appropriate message as the output. Click the green flag to run the script. There you go. You just use the Titanic dataset to create a classification model in block coding.